2053 Faction War. This is Argent Shelf, Redux and Space Marines versus Orks. For the blue Space Marine team, we have two Force Commanders. First up is Gom, and we also have Rostam 313. These guys are offensive melee commanders that can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. Some recolored Dark Angels DLC over here. Rounding off the blue Space Marine team then, Bashful Pwny as an Apothecary support commander that fights in melee combat. Battlefall begins with a targeted heal and a passive health regeneration aura. Red Orks, Slaaneshi Cacophony is a Kommando nob, infiltrating commander that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style, begins range combat with a twin link shooter, already being sneaky over here. Alongside Don Freeman is a Mekboy, teleporting commander that fights range combat, can also disrupt, build structures, repair, all that good stuff. And rounding off the teams, Destructive Currents is a Warboss, a melee hero that can walk through objects, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. Looks like some scouts got caught, but they're alright. They did cap this contested power too, that was pretty good. What's going on west side though? Force Commander has found some sluggers, trying to chase them down now. Kommando nob in behind, trying to tie up the Tactical Marines, who are in turn trying to fight some shooter boys. They need to try and split and shoot down that Force Commander. Sluggers coming in, this could be really risky for them, because Battle Cry is active. Yeah, sluggers get out of there. I heard something teleporting, I think. Yeah, there's the Mekboy. Gom's going to be forced to retreat, but he's not going to drop a model, I don't think. That's not too bad. He killed some Orks, didn't drop a model. Might get his node bashed though, but we'll see. Meanwhile, east side, lots of Dakar. Force Commander now going in. No, going back to cover, gets a heal from the Apothecary. I think they're waiting for shotguns before they start trying to be aggressive. There are some shotguns here from Rostam. Now he's moving in. Now he's happy to move in, but he needs backup from Bashful Pwny. Trying to take some more cover, just edging forward here. Orks coming back to this light cover, I believe this is. Sluggers still in play for both of these players over here. Freemans have lost a lot of health, but they haven't dropped a model yet. Tactical Marines edging forward. Double Tactical Marines over here for Gom. Watches the node go down. And double Tactical Marines also for Bashful Pwny. Apothecary turned around to scare off this Mekboy who teleported up to the wreck point. He decapped that VP. That sneaky little Mekboy. So unless you go for some Storm Boys, might be a massive risk against the Force Commander down there. Sluggers chasing down some Tactical Marines there without their burners, but they can still do some serious damage and force them to retreat. Rostam has his scouts off the field too. Apothecary getting the customized Storm Bolter. Help to control the enemy heroes over here, especially that Warboss. With the, what's it called now? Full auto. There we go. Force Commander being shot up by lots of Dakar. Sluggers caught in retreat by melee and Tactical Marines. That brought him down very, very low. Here's a Pain Boy from Freeman. Does not have power melee anymore, I don't think, but still has damage over time when he's melee attacks, and some nice healing over time to Orks as well. He's going after these Tactical Marines. Will be good for tying things up in general too. There we see the full auto, which of course stuns these days. Smack, getting some hits in on that Apothecary. Just keep him tied up, keep him busy, make him really think about where he wants to drop his heal. Scouts being shot up too. Do they have shotguns? They're getting shotguns. Apothecary very close to going down, but does get out of there. Orks pushing forward quite well. Kept the pressure up there. Kept things in play and kept pushing. What's going on west side? Space Marines coming back big time. Scouts have shotguns and Sergeant. We have double tacks as we've seen. The Force Commander himself is getting a power sword. So he's not getting a Thunder Hammer, or at least that lowers the chance of him getting a Thunder Hammer. He could of course get both quite easily. Power sword's pretty damn cheap. I believe it's only 20 power too. We have Death Gun looters suppressing stuff. Devastators on the field also for Rostam's Assault Space Marines on the way for Bashful Pwny. These Tactical Marines are in a bad place here. Warboss is there. Upgraded Shooter Boys and the Pain Boy. Pain Boy can get some very nice buffs and stuff in tier 2. His heal also can get more powerful. I believe it gets more powerful automatically these days. You used to have to pay for that. Nice grenade, forcing the Orks to retreat off. Pain Boy still technically in play, but I don't think he's going to stay in play for long. Being chased down by scouts. And the Apothecary did some decent damage with his customized Storm Bolter, as you can see. 32 piercing DPS is pretty good in tier 1. Here are some sluggers though, and that's the boss pose effect that you saw there. 20% increased health and receive 50% less suppression, which is pretty handy. What's going on west side? Gom pushing back. We have a melee Kommando knob with the Assassin's Knife. Gives him tripper shot, which is really useful. Knocks something over and stuns it. And also, of course, the Assassinate. Stormboy's jumping in, but they're going to go down here. That was a really bad jump. He needed to try and wait for the Force Commander to become separated so that he could jump the back line, but he did not wait for that separation. Not always easy to do. Slug is in trouble here too. And that's a blow. Losing those Stormboys is a blow. I think they're 35 power these days, but still. Don't want to drop them. He just fed a lot of XP to these Space Marines too, who are going to push through quite easily and get in there. He had some support from Rostam's Devastators, but I think even without them he would have lost those Stormboys. They jumped into a really bad place. Force Commandos right there, basically jumped at his feet. He could battle cry them immediately. Here's the assault squad for Bashful Pwny, and Rostam also getting one of his own. But look at this. This is Freeman being very resourceful, going for a power bash on the flank here, right on the edge. Space Marines jumping in. There's Purification Valve throw. That's a really good throw. Ouch. You need to back the hell out of there, Freeman. Here comes a battle cry Force Commander. He is getting... Oh, nice grenade on retreat. Oh, actually killed a Tactical Marine. Oops, indeed. That was Rostam's scouts killing one of Bashful Pwny's Space Marines, I believe. Bashful Pwny having to replace his scouts here. And we just saw Rostam getting some armor up. It's Artificer. And keeping up the pressure here is Destructive Currents. Not giving them a moment to breathe, the Space Marines. And you need to do that. You need to try and make sure you put pressure on the power. Because we know how crazy Space Marines can get tier 3 in a faction war. Nigh on unstoppable if you let them build up that power. Slaaneshi hitting back. Nicely done. We do have an assault squad over here for Gom. Double tactics into assault marines for 2 of the players. It's a pretty hefty tier 1. Slaaneshi goes tier 2. So maybe he can get that quick death dread up. But double tats can get double missiles, although that is 40 power to get a missile launcher. So sometimes you can bait your enemy into getting that. Maybe overspending on dealing with an early vehicle by getting a las cannon as well and that kind of thing. Assault squad loses a model. Destructive Current's doing a good job to stay in play here. Backing away now from the Devastators. Slugger's having to retreat though, he felt. Now we can back up and wait for Freeman. Where's Freeman? Oh, Freeman's going west side, I think. Very nice back and forth on this west side. Each player taking the VP in turn, but now Gom looking very powerful with double tax and an assault squad. They did drop a model, but they're alright. What about you, Mr. Force Commander? You're almost level 3 with that power sword. Pushing all the way up to the power is Bashful Pwny with Rostam alongside. There's 2 versus 1 on Destructive Currents. Where is Freeman at? He's going west side, so it's going to be 2v1 over there as well, I guess. When Slaaneshi comes out of base, he's getting a weird boy up, which is a good choice. Wait for those assault marines to jump in, then just warp vomit them. And you can get in on them with upgraded sluggers. They are getting their knob leaders, so they're going to be very dangerous for those assault marines. He's found a pain boy here and is smacking him with a power sword. Pain boy doesn't like it. Sluggers are infiltrated. Have found some tactical marines. Nicely done by Slaaneshi. Really nicely done. Might take these guys down. Unlucky not to do so, I think. Really unlucky not to do so. Got them down pretty low, but I think they'll be fine with 30 hit points. Some sneaky Ork play with using the double there to distract Gom. But Gom gets away without a squad loss. But look at this. Rostam and Bashful able to bash the power completely and take the VP there. And they're setting up with Devastators and all sorts of things. Death Dread for Freeman with the Weird Boy is up for Slaaneshi. Awesome little sub-commander for Orks. Can disrupt, buff, do some serious damage too. Does require a fair amount of micro though, and is a big investment loss if you've got his upgrades and you lose him. Mekboy teleporting across to get their VP. And here comes Rostam double backing over to help out Gom a little bit, or at least try to take on Freeman with his army. He's got him in a pretty bad position here. Not sure if those guys have already used their aiming what's that, but they could try and suppress these assault marines. Sluggers are in there. It's a dicey engagement for them though. They're already pretty low. They're using Swamp 'em right now, which gives them range damage reduction. Doesn't help them when they're getting smacked by chainsaws though. He does get away. There's a war truck from Destructive Currents. And look at this Warboss now. Power Claw, Boss Pole, and he's getting Cyborg, which is a good idea against all these Assault Marines jumping around. Sluggers getting away there for Slaaneshi. The Assault Marines jumping in. They're pretty low, but they're happy to jump in on double shooter boys. Kommando is there. Could assassinate one of them. No, they get away. Now he's going to tie up these Tactical Marines. Oh, Stern Guard Veterans in play for Gom. That's bad news for the Orks with their Hellfire rounds. And Force Commander chasing the Weird Boy, but he does get away. War Truck now to support Slaaneshi's stuff. Arrives a little bit too late. Now wants to avoid damage on this thing. We'll see if these guys get a missile launcher to try and deal with that, or if they're happy to just shoot down the Orks while they reinforce and bleed Slaaneshi as much as they can. More pressure on his VP from the Mekboy. He's done well at that. Death Dread pushing forward and bashing gens too with burners and bits. He's sort of battery pack there for the Mekboy. And that's his Death Dread, of course. Warboss laying in wait with his crew and their ride. Missile launcher Tactical Marines for Rostam, level 2. Doing some weird pathing around that cover there, but they're now trying to get shots off. Oh, Las Cannon in play. And a Dreadnought for Bashful Pwny. They don't really have any hard AV, although Freeman could get his beamy death gun. Oh, down goes the war truck. What the hell hit it? Was it a Las Cannon shot? Couldn't have been. I was very far away. It might have been a missile launcher shot. Did not actually spot what did that. Death Dread getting some repairs of the Sluggers. Here comes the Dreadnought leading the line. Not a whole lot they can do about it really. Oh, but here are some looters and they're getting a beamy. These are from Destructive Currents. Death Dread needs to pick a target and go for it. I think we do have Melter Bomb Assault Marines though, and there's the Las Cannon moving up. Sluggers might catch it. Don't think he was alive to that threat there. Dreadnought just able to push forward, and there's a jump as we saw on the looter boys. Might have been a better idea to get the slightly more mobile tank busters. Trying to avoid those jumps. Sacred Standard Force Commander. Permanent buff for his surrounding forces, or any surrounding ally really. Also getting the armor of Alacrity, so he's going to be very speedy, dangerous, and giving off constant buffs. Because of course the Power Sword gives him better battle cry buff. Down goes that War Truck as you saw. Both of them dealt with pretty quickly. 288 to 376 over almost 100 VP lead for the Orks. But Gom still looking pretty strong on this west side. He's upgraded a bunch of his stuff rather than purchase tier 2 units. Death Dread from Freeman came all the way over here to look at the power. There's a Melter Bomb on him though. There's that crazy special attack he has. Gonna go down though I think. There's a Las Cannon in play. Missile Tactical Marines too. Yeah, it's going to go down. Commander Knob on the Las Cannon forces it off the field, but the Death Dread does go down. Lost the indicator for this guy. He's got lots of war gear, sneaky infiltration kit, and kaboom. Still level 1, but if he's killing Marines, he'll level up pretty quickly. He's chasing down these guys. Not sure if Rostam has realised this. Might get a model off them soon. Meanwhile, east side even. Mekboy has his own beamy, which is incredibly powerful. As you can see there, 160 armor piercing damage per shot. Got his battery pack and his custom force code. Now switching to Daka Big Shooter. He took down the Dreadnought, I guess. Don't see the remains of it. Maybe it was over here. This Warboss is looking pretty angry too. And he's got Sluggers, buffed up Sluggers with Ard Boys on them. In amongst these Space Marine lines. I need to try and get on that Apothecary. Put a bit more pressure on him, I think. Much easier said than done, of course, when you've got a wall of Space Marines in front of you. Whirlwind. Awesome disruption. Not the most accurate thing around. But also has that Hunter Killer missile, which is useful. Who is this that went down? Is this Rostam? Yeah. Easily going to get revived there by the Apothecary. Who might level him to 4. He's got combat stims. We'll see if it levels him to 4. Should do. There we go. So he's 1 level off getting his even more increased power on his heal. That gets better every 2 levels. Now we'll see if the Space Marines run away with this because of their durability and presence in the field, which Orks can't really match until they get the tier 3 knobs up. Need to pick their fights very carefully here. Some infiltrated sluggers from Slaaneshi moving in. They're going to do some work. Assault Marines see them and run the hell away. Not sure what these tactical Marines are doing here for Rostam. They'll be okay though. Merciless strike from the Assault Marines forces the sluggers to retreat off. And we do have a Thunderhammer Force Commander for Rostam. What about you, Gom? No, he's still got that sword. Level 4 though. Slaaneshi down to double shooter boys and sluggers. Oh, there's the Kommando using his kaboom. 272 to 324. Beamy looters want to try and shoot at that whirlwind if they can, and they are now. One more shot might take it. Nope, it gets out of the firing range just in time. Loss of Dakar on these Assault Marines, but they are soaking up so much damage. They're doing a fantastic job. You've got a Warboss and you've got sluggers, and still those Assault Marines are doing wonders. But look at this now. Teleporter Thunderhammer Force Commander, as we've seen, is a one-man wrecking machine. Orks are not going to like this at all. They need to try and get rid of him as quickly as possible. They did peel off his health pretty nicely there, and they take him down. And that's going to be tough to revive him from there. Nice damage on those Assault Marines as they retreat. I think it would have been better for that Power Claw to get a hit in rather than do that big stomp there on retreat. 272 to 291. VP is very evened up. Slaaneshi goes tier 3, as does Freeman. Gom is already there. He didn't get any tier 2 units out. I guess he got Stern Guard veterans out, which are tier 2 units. Painboy still around. He's level 2 now. He's got his stronger git source. Oh, maybe you do need to buy this. Yeah, you do need to buy this. It's the unstable fuel injection that he gets for free, I believe. That's it. Force Commander leading the line, buffing everything. Very, very scary. Just laying waste to things, these Force Commanders. Shooter boys need to be very careful. He might come all the way over here, Gom. Has preserved his stuff very well so far. He's got some Vanguard veterans on the field now. Shooter boys need to back the hell off. Here comes some sluggers. And now these guys suppressing them. Where's the Warboss? So he's going after tactical Marines, is he? Oh, he's going after the Force Commander, in fact. Some Commandos called in for Slaaneshi. Got a decent amount of resources too. Needs 250 rec to get a Knob Squad on the field. Oh, Tactical Marines have spotted these looters. But there's a Commando burner bomb. Those guys moved out of it though. 2-2 on cap. Still for the Space Marines. They do have a VP lead now. 40 or so. Not very big, but it's there. Apothecary almost level 5. Orks might need to just hang back and wait for the tier 3 units to come. Destructive Currents with a battle wagon on the way, and looted tank here for Freeman. He might need to split his army and support this west side because Slaaneshi only has double shooters and commandos. Does have a pretty annoying commander Knob though, but he's in the middle. Saving for Land Raider, says Bashful. Has tons of wreck. Oh, look at that. He's using his grappling hook to get in there, and instead of retreat out, it's very imprecise, that thing. Try and get into a position to use kaboom, but it sends you flying. Gom overpowering the west side again. There's that big shooter on the mech, and here comes a whole bunch of Orks. Lots of damage on that Force Commander, force him off the field pretty quickly, which is good. Painboy has to retreat though, and down goes that Force Commander, but now we have the increased Sacred Standard buff. Sluggers are going to go down. They do go down. Those are Freeman's upgraded sluggers. Vanguard veterans in play, in a pretty dangerous place, but they'll be alright. Don't even drop more than one model here. Gom able to repel that threat. Here comes Rostam to revive. Burner bomb. And more jumping in. Responded very quickly there, Rostam, but Gom did really well holding against basically 2 players there, I think. Nob squad on the field for Slaaneshi. That was pretty quick. Librarian here for Rostam, and he does have his 4-star for just 71 DPS power melee. Not bad at all. Land Red Redeemer on the way for Bashful. That could be nailing a coffin for the Orks. Got an Apothecary with Land Raid. That's a lot of healing support. Battle Wagon could do some work though. Might need to think about some more beamy looters, because they must expect a Land Raider on the way. Bashful hasn't got anything for ages on the field. 260 to 183. Space Marines sitting pretty with a 2-to-1 cap. It's up to the Orks to push. I think they need to get a full-on double going on this west side. And leave Destructive Currents to defend the mid. He's got a Battle Wagon and a Nob squad on the way, so that's pretty good. Here is Slaaneshi. He's getting a Nob leader immediately. Who has tons of hit points. Oh, and they're getting some surgery from the Pain Boy. And there we saw the health buff go on from the Pain Boy. I think it's a 10% health buff, or a 5% maybe. I believe it's 10%. Usually you'll see them get the +1 speed surgery, but he's gone for health, which might be very useful in this very tight quarters of this west side, where they're going to see a lot of fire on them. Kommando still on the prowl. Gom has backed all the way off, trying to invite the Orks on him, then he can pounce. Rostam holding in the middle so he can defend any area relatively quickly. It's all kicked off west side. Force Commander in there with his battle cry. These Orks got way too close here. Shooter Boy's way too close. Not sure where the Kommando knob went. I think he tried to use his grappling hook. It didn't quite work out. He's going for a cap. He's going for a cap here. Nob squad are in with their hammers as well, and they were obliterating those Vanguard veterans before they got out of there. And now they're retreating out. Oh, because there's 2 players here. Did he lose anything there, Slaaneshi? I don't think he did. Oh, he lost his Kommando. But he didn't lose anything else, and he did decap, so that wasn't too bad if the red team can push mid, but it looks like they're getting pushed mid. Here comes Bashful Pwny with his stuff. He's got a Land Red Redeemer on the field as well. There it is. Rocks. Oh, it's wasted. Oh, well, I guess it made all that stuff retreat, which might help them get this west side, but it didn't really kill anything. Mekboy is going to revive the Kommando. Levels him to 5, which is nice. He also has his beamy death gun to switch back to help take out that Land Raider, of course. Las Cannon getting shots on the looted tank. Wow, big rear armor hits. I believe, yes, they were buffed for the Emperor by Gom. Quick thinking from him. They had the Sacred Standard buff and maybe even a Battle Cry buff and the For the Emperor buff. No wonder that thing got one-shotted from over half health on a rear armor hit. 260 to 121. 2-to-1 cap for the Space Marines, so they are looking very strong. But we're starting to see the march of the Nob squads. Down goes that Force Commander, got caught on retreat there and headbutted to death. Another revive here for the Commander Nob. And Destructive Currents is holding the VP. He's got the Battle Wagon, he's got the Nobs, and he's got his very angry Warboss as well. And we have another Nob squad on the way for Freeman. Back them up with some flash kits, I think. Oh, Assault Terminator's hitting the field though. Force Commander's got the answer to your Nob squad. He's got his Thunder Hammer and he's got these guys who can get claws and just shred them. So difficult to deal with that. Looted tank needs to be careful here. Under half hit points. And does back away. And they do have their claws already up. These guys, these are Goms. The ones you saw called in were Rostam's. Look at these armies for the Space Marine players. Crazy. I don't think any of them have lost anything. I don't think so. Oh, they lost a Dreadnought. Bashful lost his Dreadnought. And he lost his Scouts as well. I think that's it. Lads kind of getting shots on that thing. Battle Wagon trying to charge forward with his Death Roller going. But kind of got stuck on stuff. and then hit by las cannons. 2-1 cap for the Space Marines, looking very strong here, 250 to 97. Some Dakar on this las cannon, but it is behind heavy cover there. Those tank traps are heavy cover. Nob squad going in on the Land Raider, but that is the frag assault knockback. Oh no, that was a shotgun knockback, I think. And they're being disrupted now by the whirlwind, but there's another Nob squad behind them. Orks pushing through here. It's a big push by them. Librarian being disruptive and annoying. Las cannon might go down. It survives. Retreats back to the Land Raider there. Big melee going on. Assault Marines in there, Tactical Marines, Nob Squad, Sluggers. Tactical Marines taken out. It's a really good push from the Orks. And here comes a Warboss as well to buff everything with the boss pole. Needs to get forward though. Where's that Mekboy at? I just saw him a second ago. There he is. He's getting his beamy up as well. He's going to do some beaming. Uh-oh. Assault Terminators with their hammers going after that battle wagon. They're taking a hell of a lot of damage though. Do they have their teleport available? I don't think they do. They're in big trouble there. Maybe the Librarian can save them. Meanwhile, Land Raiders in a bit of trouble. These Nob Squad though need to be careful. They're going to be okay, I think. There's Veil of Time on these guys, but he did not have Gate of Infinity available. Could not get them out of trouble. And they go down. They took out the Assault Terminators. It's a big win for the Orks. Kommando is down again. And wow, holy crap, lots of dead Orks over here. Oh, Gom has a Thunderhammer of his own now. So didn't get it up quickly in tier 2, but he's got it now, that's for sure. And with Lightning Claw Assault Terminators, that's going to be tough. Wouldn't it be worth it to get double Death Dreads up or something? Just pile them in there. We do have heavy melee Vanguard veterans though with their Power Fist Sergeant. Nob Squad, sneaky Nob Squad, going straight after that Librarian. Doing a lot of damage to him, but here's that Thunderhammer again. Another Nob Squad moving in. Double Nobs for Slaaneshi. One of them's got pretty owned here though. Does he have the red to frenzy both of them? I don't think he did. 1-1 cap, 250 to 49. They've stopped the VP Rots, and we have looters over here capping too. From Destructive Currents bringing his looters all the way over here. And they're going to get that cap. They're going to get that 2-1. Double Nob Squad dealt with pretty well there by Gom. With his Merciless Strike and his hammer. Speaking of Merciless Strike, there was one. Freeman, with a decent amount of resources here, could get another Nob Squad up. Might be worth it to get some flash kits going though with their blasters. But they want to take down this Land Raider, obviously. I don't think this is a very good push here. There's so much stuff. Frenzy is up. They're going after the Librarian, but so much disruption around as well. That's the Whirlwind doing its thing. Level 6 Warboss has his heavy armor now up over 2,000 hit points. This might be the win here for the Space Marines. 237 to 38. Oh, down goes a looted tank. Rostam's lost a bunch of stuff though. He's down to just Scouts, Tactical Marines and Devastators. I think they have a las cannon. Yep. Now he's getting a Predator tank, which is going to have a field there in this kind of open middle area. Lots of room to maneuver and shoot stuff. Warboss, wow, taking tons of damage from the Stone Guard veterans and the Lightning Claws in there. Here comes a double Nob Squad though. He's got to try and get some flash kits now. I mean, even double Nobs are going to get owned by Lightning Claw Terminators, I think, if they're supported. Stone Guard veterans should be switching to the Kraken rounds against the heavy armor of the Nobs. But they're not. So you see that there's no damage over time effect. Not sure why he isn't switching here. Terminators are taking a lot of damage. But here comes some help from Rostam. Nob Squad forced to retreat off. Yes, they are. But he did cap this side, and there's a battle wagon there too. 231 to 27. Now, do any of them have a nuke? They do not. Spending a lot of red using Frenzy on the knobs, of course. There's grappling hook. Kommando flying in. There's the kaboom. Sending everything flying again. Oh, and he went down again. That Hellfire rounds. Doing a lot of damage. Here's the revive attempt by Freeman. Level 8 mech. Doing a lot of reviving, I guess. He's going to get level 9 here, I think. Yes. Freeman's got double knobs as well. Just trying to outmuscle the Terminators over here, who have taken a fair amount of damage. Looks like they're getting... That was a weird effect. I thought that was Gave Infinity happening. 202 to 27. Big push by the Space Marines on this side, and they're going to easily take it back, I think. Orks pushing through the middle, though. 3 Knob Squads here, and a Warboss, and a Painboy. Can they deal with this Land Raider? Can they get through onto this Land Raider? They're going to try, I think. Needs to put user choppers. There we go. There's the user choppers on the Knob Squad. Something's being dropped in. It's some more Assault Terminators from Rostam. Surely the Land Raider's going to go down here. Oh, maybe not. Really nice frag assault. Assault Marines, or rather Vanguard Veterans, jumping back to disrupt there. 195 to 20. Orks running out of time. They might take down this Land Raider though. That is a hell of a lot of damage on it. Look at the health fly down there when everything got a swing. Down goes the Whirlwind. Down goes a Land Raider. Good little push from the Orks. They're on the VP now. But these are Lightning Claw Terminators in play. Not sure what the cooldown is on his Git Source, the Painboy, but I think it's relatively lengthy. Warboss is not fighting here. He's staying back. There he goes. He needs to come in and at least get his boss pole buff going. Lightning Claw Terminators have met their match in 3 Knob Squads here. And they stopped the VP counter at 3. Where's Call the Boys? Oh, there we go. As soon as I say it, he uses it. Not sure who uses it. I think the Warboss. Forces off the Space Marines. They're going to get this for a 2-to-1 with 3 VPs remaining on their counter. Can Slaaneshi get this west side? Oh, that's an orbital. Right on the battle wagon, but he does get away. He might be able to cap it once that blast goes off. And that would be a very interesting triple cap. These Lightning Claw Terminators dealt with pretty nicely there on the west side by the battle wagon and stuff, I think. Trying to keep the pressure up so they can't get this VP back, but they also don't want to lose their units, of course. Knob Squad with full momentum on those hammers. Oh, he couldn't get a knockback because of Battle Cry was active, I guess. He's going to take down this Force Commander, though. That was pretty satisfying for that Warboss, I'm sure. Leveled him up to 8. He's now got almost 2,200 hit points. Mekboy, lucky to get away. He's level 10, this guy. Here's another Knob Squad for some more pressure. Try and maybe stop this cap, but it's going to be tough. He's just going to back away here. Double cap for Red Orc team. Can they hold the west side? They need to try and help out over here if they can. Just send everything they've got to this west side now. Can't lose this cap. If they lose this cap, they lose the game. Force Commander in there with his crazy hammerness. There's a lot of Orc stuff though. That's a lot of Orc stuff. His battle wagon's been pretty good, but he's taken las cannon shots. There's nothing on that las cannon to tie it up. Battle wagon's gonna go down in a second here. Yeah, battle wagon goes down. They should have put one of the Knob Squads on that las cannon. Would have saved the battle wagon, which is doing good work over there. Well, it's hard to see. It's hard to see. Some more Lightning Claw Terminators if you haven't had enough. I think they've only lost 1 Terminator squad completely, I think. Just a battle of Terminators versus Knobs for tier 3 here. And there you see it. If it's 1v1 fight, there's no contest. The Terminators destroy them. And that was a 2v1 fight because there's another squad here. So Librarian's still level 1 somehow. Another Land Raider Redeemer on the way for Rostam. They still have, they still had a double cap there for a while. Burner Bomb flying in. Uh-oh. Veil of Time. Lightning Claw Terminators. That is a pretty scary sight. Another very depleted Nob squad joins the fight. A really nicely timed call. The boys might win this game here. You never know. These Terminators in a pretty bad place, but they're happy to fight it out because they have another squad right beside them. There's a double frenzy though. Triple frenzy Nobs. Is that Veil of Time going off? I think it was, yeah. Those guys teleported out. 53-3. That must have been what I saw earlier. That must have been Veil of Time, but they were so close to the Librarian that it just looked weird. Shooter is trying to get rid of this Librarian. And they're retaking it, the Orks. They've got a double somehow. They're taken. Blue team's natural. Look at this from the Orks. Awesome, awesome stuff. They've really held in here. Taking the Space Marines down to 30 VPs. What a close fight. Good Merciless. Double Nobs from each of the Ork players, and they're using them pretty well here. Using their frenzies well. Big frag assault though. The mech is getting shots on the Land Raider, but is he going to live? No, he's not. Goes down. Now the Pain Boy trying to fight some Tactical Marines, but he needs to run the hell out of there. It's a level 4 tax, and there's the game. The Orks take it. I wasn't even watching the VPs. That is crazy that the Orks took this game. What an amazing job by Slaaneshi, Freeman and Destructive Currents to win that game against full strength tier 3 Space Marines. That is an amazing job. Wow. I thought the Space Marines had this 10 minutes ago. Awesome, awesome stuff. They have a level 3 Kommando. He went down a lot, but he did a lot of sneaky Kommando stuff. Level 10 mech. Heroic Mekboy helping to decap that VP right at the end of the game. Warboss level 8. Almost 2200 hit points. We had a level 10 Force Commander for Gom. Why is he on the floor over here? I have no idea. He just fallen. He just fainted because it was so close. Rostam's Force Commander level 7 and level 8 Apothecary. So there you see it. Even with double Thunderhammer Force Commanders, fully charged up tier 3 with Terminators and Land Raiders, they were still able to pull this out. They were still able to do it. Green is best. The Orks win. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.